What's going on, everybody? Sports culture. Today, we got a Chicago Bears mock draft. And as I'm recording this, Justin Fields has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Justin Fields era in Chicago is officially over. And the CalebWilliams era in Chicago officially starts now. So this mock draft is going to be based around CalebWilliams, building a team around them. The Bears have been, making moves this offseason as well. They got some offensive pieces. They got guys like DeAndre Swift, a really good scat back. Then they got a guy like Keenan Allen, one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. We know about this guy, an elite route runner. And you pair him with a guy like DJ Moore, who's just an all-around monster. I mean, this team has a really good chance offensively and defensively to be really good. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So like I said, Justin Fields has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and all the Steelers are giving up is a 2025 sixth-round pick, which could turn into a fourth-round pick. But I'm looking right here, and I don't necessarily see a sixth-round pick, so we're just going to trade Justin Fields for a fifth. I'm not going to use this fifth-round pick at all. I'm just showing you guys that I am trading Justin Fields off this team, and now we can rebuild and focus around CalebWilliams. So let's get right into it. And with the first pick, to no surprise, we are going with CalebWilliams. This video is centered around him. It is the CalebWilliams era in Chicago. And people could say whatever they want about him, but he is truly generational. His arm talent, his talents in general on the football field are generational. And people like to bring up things off the field. The way he dresses, he paints his nails, his ego, he's cocky, things like that. But when we break down the film and we simply watch the film, people realize how special this guy could truly be in the NFL if he's developed right, if he's coached right, into the right scheme. So I think he could be a really good player, and I think his potential is top 5 quarterback in the league easily. This is a guy who can make those off platform. He's one of those quarterbacks that necessarily don't even need to use the lower half of the body to make throws. He can make it all with his arm, and he can make those on the run. He's fairly athletic. I think the upside with a guy like CalebWilliams is top 5 quarterback in the league easily. I think this guy could be a very good player in the NFL, and I think he will be a very good player in the NFL. And as a Packers fan, I'm nervous, man, because this guy, with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, whoever they pair with CalebWilliams, I just know CalebWilliams, honestly, will be a really good quarterback in the NFL, and the Chicago Bears will finally have their franchise quarterback. So with this pick, I picked number 1. We are going to go with CalebWilliams. He isn't the most picture-perfect quarterback prospect by any means, but there's a lot of upside, and I truly believe his talents outweigh his flaws more than anything. So with this pick, I picked number 1. We are going CalebWilliams, and we are getting the Chicago Bears a franchise quarterback. So hear me out, Bears fans. We are going to trade out of pick 9. Even if Rome Odunze was on the board, I was still going to trade back out at pick 9 and just pick up more draft capital because we have none. There's only 3 more picks left, so we need to pick up some more draft capital, make this team all around better. And we could have got a guy like Rome Odunze, but picking up a guy like Keenan Allen, having DJ Moore, I don't think we need a guy like Rome Odunze necessarily. I would love the pairing with Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I really think that makes the best, wide receiver, core in all of football, but we don't necessarily need to do that. We need to make this team all around better, so we are going to trade back. So here's the trade back, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I sat here for 20 minutes looking for the best trade, and PFF Simulator mock draft is really weird. This number 9 pick should have way more value, but this was all I got, and I still had to throw an additional pick. I just wanted to get one pick. I just wanted to throw in one pick for these 4 picks, pick 18, 49, 80, and 149. But I had to give up a 2025 round 6 pick for Miami, which I didn't really want to do, but that was the only way I could get this through. I sat here for like 20 minutes trying to get the best trade, but could not. So here we are, pick 18, and we're going to make this Bears defense even nastier and even better. We're going to pick up Latu, and the Bears could definitely upgrade over a guy like DeMarcus Walker, but Latu is my favorite edge in this entire draft class. He has every move in the arsenal. He's very fluid. He's more of your traditional speed rusher type guy. I think at the next level, though, he will probably put on a little bit more weight, and he will develop more all around. Like I said, he has all the moves in his arsenal to get to the quarterback. He's the most fluid pass rusher in this entire draft class, in my opinion, the way he gets to the quarterback, the way he uses his hands. Like I said, him next to Montez Sweat will be a really good duo, one of the better pass rush duos in the entire league. Montez Sweat is already an athletic freak and one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Add him up next to Latu, who in my opinion is the most fluid, pass rusher. So at pick 18, we are going to go Latu and make this defense even nastier, even better. Putting him next to Montez Sweat could be a really good pass rush duo. And this is the guy who did stop playing football because of, injuries, but it looks like those are behind him. So with this pick at pick 18, we are going Latu, edge rusher from UCLA. So we have traded back a couple spots with the LA Rams. We're giving them pick 49, and this is a really good trade back. We're picking up pick 52 and pick 99. So a really good trade back in my eyes. And the player I did want at 49 and that we will be selecting at 52 is probably still going to be there. So here we are, pick 52. We have a guy like Keenan Allen. We have a wide receiver like DJ Moore, but Tyler Scott's a really good one as well. But outside of that, we don't necessarily have another wide receiver. And getting a guy like Xavier Leggett, who has really high upside, a lot of potential. He's getting compared to wide receivers such as DK Metcalf, and it's for good reason. This guy is a physical specimen at the wide receiver position. When he wants to film on him on football, he high points the football very well. In my opinion, he might be right behind Rome Odunze at high pointing the football. He looks like a man amongst boys when he high points the football and catches the football. Really, really aggressive catcher. The one thing I do like about Xavier Leggett the most is he's a bigger wide receiver, but once you give the football to him in his hands, he has blazing speed. And he could take what was only a 7-yard slant to a 75-yard house call. And he has a lot of upside, like I said. Missing out on a guy like Rome Odunze earlier really does sting, but we needed to trade back, bring up some more draft capital, make this team all around better. He is 23 years old, but we have probably Keenan Allen for another year or two or so. So getting a guy like Xavier Leggett who could learn a thing or two behind Keenan Allen in terms of route running could definitely be a big developmental thing for him. So at this pick, at pick 52, we are going to go Xavier Leggett, just adding another wide receiver to this already good wide receiver room. Outside of Keenan Allen, though, and DJ Moore, there's not too much. Tyler Scott is very solid, but Xavier Leggett's potential and upside is way higher than a guy like Tyler Scott. So with this pick at 52, Xavier Leggett is a Chicago Bear. So here we are, pick 75, and we're just going to make this defense even more nastier. I really want to get another O-line depth piece, but there's really none on the board. And one guy I really do like on this defensive line for the Chicago Bears is Brandon Dorless, defensive lineman from Oregon. This guy is really, really disruptive. He honestly could play everywhere on the defensive line. He's very, very quick off the line. Very, very bendy. Has a very strong, balanced frame. 6'3", 290, 22 years old. Going to be 23 once the season starts. But there is a lot to like about him, like I said. Very, very good off the line. One of the better pass rushers at the defensive line position. Doesn't necessarily put up the craziest sacks, but one thing you have to look at right now is his hurries. 35 hurries this year. The previous year, 40. And the previous year before that, 33. Like I said, this man is disruptive. Getting a lot of hurries, getting a lot of pressure, being disruptive in front, causing chaos. Very, very good at using his hands. Pass rush win rate, 10.5%. Very, very good. True pass set, pass rush grade, 82.1. Very, very solid. Run stop rate, 5.2%. So, needs to definitely work that at the next level. But he's very good at using his hands. He's very quick off the line. Very bendy for a guy at 6'3", 290. I think he could definitely develop, stopping the run, especially next to Montez Sweat, Latu, who we just drafted, and all the other guys on the defensive line for the Chicago Bears. I think this will be one of the more nastier, better defensive lines at getting to the quarterback in the NFL with this pick right here. With this pick right here, we're just going to make the Chicago Bears defense even nastier, even better at getting to the quarterback. So I pick 75. Brandon Dorless is a Chicago Bear. So I pick 80. Bears fans, hit me out. I know you guys just signed the Rams center, Coleman Shelton. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if I butchered his name, if it wasn't about the right name, but he's a center for the Rams. I'm pretty sure you guys signed him to a 1-year deal. This is the perfect time to draft a guy like Cedric Van Pran, who's very athletic for the center position and offers a shit ton of upside. And I think him sitting behind a guy like Coleman Shelton for 1 year is perfect, man. I think you guys signing Coleman Shelton for a 1-year deal is excellent. Now you could draft a guy like Cedric Van Pran, who needs that 1 year, to really redefine his tools and get more developed in the NFL and get his feet wet. I think this is the perfect move right here. Cedric Van Pran, to me, has a shit ton of upside. Like I said, he's very athletic for the center position, and he's one of the better pass blockers at the center position in this entire draft class. In my opinion, I personally like Cedric Van Pran more than Zach Frazier. And Zach Frazier's a very, very good center, but I like Cedric Van Pran more than Zach Frazier. I'd go Jackson Powers Johnson, then Cedric Van Pran, then Zach Frazier. That's just me, though. I think Cedric Van Pran offers way more upside, way more potential than Zach Frazier. So I pick 80 right here. We are going to go Cedric Van Pran, a center from Georgia that just needs a year to develop, get his feet wet in the NFL. I think Coleman Shelton getting signed to a 1-year deal is perfect now to draft Cedric Van Pran. So I pick 80. Cedric Van Pran is a Chicago Bear. So here we are, pick 99 for the Chicago Bears, and I really do valuable offensive linemen that are very versatile. Dominic Puni this year played tackle for Kansas, but the previous year had played left guard, so he's very versatile. And I do think Darnell Wright is a really good tackle for the Chicago Bears. I don't think no one's touching his job, but Braxton Jones is solid. But if you could get guys in there for competition, you could upgrade, you do it. And I think Dominic Puni could honestly go in there and maybe be an upgrade. But if not, he could be a guy that could play guard or just be a good depth piece if guys get injured. The offensive line position, guys get rolled up, guys get banged up, guys need to come out on some plays. You need guys that could come in and play, valuable snaps for you. Dominic Puni, to me, is a really, really good player, a really good pass blocker. Since CalebWilliams loves to hold on to the football so long right now, and he loves to be an improviser, getting good pass blockers is probably the best thing you could do for him. So getting a guy like Dominic Puni, who's a really good pass blocker for Kansas, didn't play any snaps in 2021, but these last 2 years has not allowed a single sack. His pass block grade is 90.4. Run block grade is 72.3. Could definitely get better at run blocking. Zone grade, 68.9. Gap grade, 71.8. So very solid in both departments. True pass set, pass block grade, 86.7. So very, very good at pass blocking, like I said. As I said, though, this year played left tackle for Kansas. Previous year, played left guard. So very, very good. Offers the versatility that you like to see from offensive linemen. I do value that a lot. You can't have enough, depth on the offensive line. So at this pick, I picked 99. We're just going to get a really good pass blocker for CalebWilliams and hopefully, hope he develops into something very good for us. So here we are, pick 122. I know we went Cedric Van Pran, then we went Dominic Pooney. But at this pick right here at 122, we're going to go Cooper Beebe. I think this guy's better than Tevin Jenkins, better than Nate Davis, and both those guys are okay. I mean, if you could get new guys in there that are upgrades or could be in there for competition, you do it. And I think Cooper Beebe is one of the better guards in this entire draft class. Like I said, when I picked Dominic Pooney, I really value guys on the offensive line that are versatile, and Cooper Beebe might just be the most versatile offensive lineman in this entire draft class. CalebWilliams likes to hold on to the football a little too long. He likes to improvise. So get him guys on the offensive line that are primarily better at pass blocking and dominant pass blockers. Cooper Beebe, in my opinion, is one of the better pass blockers in this entire draft class. This year had a 90.4 pass block grade, a 79.9 run block grade, an 81.2 zone grade, which is very good. Most offensive schemes nowadays are leaning towards that zone scheme. Gap grade of a 76.0, and a true pass set pass block grade of a 91.1. Cooper Beebe has only allowed 2 sacks his collegiate career and 6 hits, so very, very good right there. And like I said, he's very versatile. The only snaps he has yet to play at the collegiate level were center. So this guy has played literally every snap on the offensive line except for center. So the versatility for Cooper Beebe is all there. You can't go wrong with a lot of offensive line depth. Tevin Jenkins is okay. Nate Davis okay. But if you could get guys in there that could definitely be upgrades or for competition, you do it. And like I said, when I drafted Dominic Pooney, guys get banged up on the offensive line. Guys get rolled up. Guys get hurt. Guys need to come out for some plays or need to be out for some games. You need to draft guys or get guys that could come in and play some valuable snaps if need to be. And I think Cooper Beebe could do more than that. So with this pick on 122, we are going to get Cooper Beebe, guard from Kansas State. One of my favorite, in general, draft prospects in this entire draft class. So here we are, pick 149. No team really wants to trade with us, so we're going to go down the board. We're going to make a fun pick. And I do think this guy's honestly a very good wide receiver. Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver from Rice. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey's brother, but he's a very good route runner. He's a very smart route runner, I should say. He knows how to use leverage. He knows how to stack cornerbacks. Just a very smart wide receiver. And the one thing that definitely stands out the most to me about Luke McCaffrey is his hands. I think this year he had like a 4-point-something drop rate. Yeah, 4.1% drop rate, which is phenomenal. Really, really elite. Had a contested catch rate of a 60.7, so very, very elite numbers right there. The one thing I like about Luke McCaffrey the most is he's a 6'2 wide receiver that does most of his work out the slot. As you see right here, 356 snaps in the slot, 139 wide. I do think he can play either or, but he'd probably do most of his damage in the NFL in the slot, and that's a great thing because you look at Keenan Allen, who does most of his work out the slot, is a bigger wide receiver as well, but is also one of the best route runners and one of the more smarter route runners in the NFL. Then you get Luke McCaffrey behind him for like 1 or 2 years, however long Keenan Allen is in Chicago. That would be developmental and huge for a guy like Luke McCaffrey, who's also another big wide receiver at 6'2", doing most of his damage out the slot, who's also a great, smart route runner. I mean, Luke McCaffrey could definitely learn a thing or two from Keenan Allen. And then just think of this wide receiver core for CalebWilliams. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Luke McCaffrey, Xavier Legette, Tyler Scott. That is one of the better wide receiver cores in all of football and just might be the best, especially if Luke McCaffrey and Xavier Legette develop into something very special, which I think they definitely could do. So at this pick at 149, we are going to go Luke McCaffrey. We could definitely go with a different pick here, but Keenan Allen is probably going to be on this team for 1 to 2 years, and I think sitting Luke McCaffrey behind Keenan Allen, letting him learn a thing or two, is valuable for Luke McCaffrey's development. So at 149, like I said, we are going to go Luke McCaffrey, and we are going to go down the boards quite a bit. He doesn't get drafted until 170 area, so we are going to get probably graded bad for that because he doesn't get drafted to 170. But getting him behind Keenan Allen, who's only going to be in Chicago for maybe a year or two. So with this pick at 149, our last pick in this mock draft, we're going to go Luke McCaffrey, and we probably will get graded bad for this. But I think him, Xavier Legette, DJ Moore, once Keenan Allen leave, could be a really good trio at the wide receiver position for the Chicago Bears with CalebWilliams at the helm. So 149 is Luke McCaffrey. So very short mock draft. The Chicago Bears really don't have that much draft capital. So that's why we kind of traded back with the Bengals early on and just try to get a lot of draft capital. With our first pick, we went CalebWilliams, got an A+. I think CalebWilliams could be a really, really special player in the NFL. Then we had the massive trade back from pick 9 to pick 18. Gave away pick 9 and a future 6 to the Bengals. In return, we got pick 18, 49, 80, and 149. So not a bad, trade back by any means. Not the greatest, but definitely picked up a lot of draft capital. Then at pick 18, we picked Latu. One of my favorite edge rushers in this entire draft class, or just might be my favorite. I think Latu has unlimited moves in his arsenal to get to the quarterback. In my opinion, Latu is the most fluid and smooth pass rusher in this entire draft class, and he could be a really good player and a really fun player to watch next to Montez Sweat. Then again, we had the trade back, went from 49, picked up 52 and 99. So a very good trade back in my eyes. Then we got Xavier Leggett, who I think, if developed right, could be a very good wide receiver. Like I said, this guy's a physical specimen. One of the better wide receivers in this draft class at high point in the football. And he could do a lot after the catch. Like I said, give him the ball in open space, and he will probably take it for a home run touchdown. So a very good pickup. If he develops nice, could be a really good player. Then with our next pick at 75, we went Brandon Dorless, one of my favorite defensive linemen in this entire draft class. He's very, very explosive off the line, uses his hands very, very well. Could be a very good pass rusher in the NFL, but I think he's going to develop into a really good run defender as well. But the one thing I like about him so much is his frame, and he's so bendy with his frame at 6'3", 290. There is a lot to like about Brandon Dorless. One of the better pass rushers at the defensive line position in this draft class. Then with our next pick went Cedric Van Pran, and I know the Bears just signed Coleman Shelton to a one-year deal, but that is perfect because I think Van Pran needs at least a year, to develop behind somebody. So getting a guy like Coleman Shelton, who was honestly one of the better and underrated centers in the NFL for the last couple of years, getting Cedric Van Pran to sit behind Coleman Shelton for a year is perfect. They gave us a C- right here, but I do think, Cedric Van Pran sitting behind somebody for a year, getting developed, letting his feet get wet in the NFL, could be a really good player. Like I said, he is very, very athletic for the center position and has great frame. Then with our next pick went Dominic Pooney, a tackle from Kansas. Could play guard as well, just versatile. One of the better pass blockers, in my opinion, in this draft class. The Bears need a good pass blockers in this draft. CalebWilliams, like I said, likes to hold on to the football too long. He likes to improvise, so getting guys that are predominantly really good at pass blocking is beneficial for the quarterback. Then with our next pick went Cooper Beebe, one of my favorite offensive linemen in general in this draft class. He is very, very versatile. I think he's going to be a very good player in the NFL just because how versatile he is. And because you could basically put him anywhere on the field and he would perform very well. I do think this guy might be a very good starter for one of these teams that pick him up. But in this mock draft, the Chicago Bears picked him up. Got a B- right there. You can't have enough O-line depth in the NFL. Like I said, guys get banged up. Guys get rolled up. Guys need to come out for some plays. Guys need to come out for some games. So you need guys that could come in and play valuable snaps for you would need to be. Then with our last pick in the draft class, we were Luke McCaffrey. Like I said, we were going to get graded back for this one because he doesn't get drafted into 170. Picked him at 149. But I do think him sitting behind Keenan Allen for a year or two would be very, very good for his development. Luke McCaffrey, like I said, when I chose him, he's a very good, smart route runner, doing most of his work from the slot at 6'2", like Keenan Allen, a bigger wide receiver as well. And I just think, him being a bigger wide receiver, doing most of his work out the slot like Keenan Allen, both being very smart wide receivers, both having very good hands. I just think it's a very good thing for Luke McCaffrey to sit behind a guy like Keenan Allen for a year or two, soak up some game, learn some things from Keenan Allen, route running wise, and just dominate. I think Luke McCaffrey is going to be a very solid wide receiver in the NFL, especially out the slot. I think he's going to be a very good horizontal threat for whatever team drafts him. So, Bears fans, let me know about this draft class. Let me know what you guys think. Overall, we got an overall draft grade of an A. So, a very, very good draft grade from PFF. Usually, they're not too generous with the draft grades, but this is a very good one right here. I do think the best 3 picks here, obviously, CalebWilliams, Laiatu Latu, and Brandon Dorless. I think Laiatu Latu and Brandon Dorless, in this mock draft, make this defense, which is already very good for the Chicago Bears, even better, even nastier, and even better getting to the quarterback. So let me know what you guys think about this mock draft, Bears fans. And CalebWilliams in the NFC North with Jordan Love, whoever the Vikings draft, and Jared Goff. I mean, the NFC North is going to be very, very good next year as a division. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Like and comment on this video. Subscribe for more content. It's been your boy Sports Culture. I'm out.